Now I am going to discuss the topic flow control. The basic definition of the flow control is the process of regulating the rate at which data is transmitted between two nodes, being the sender and the receiver. This is the stop and wait protocol. The one-bit protocol is a very simple program that goes up the automatic request method that allows for a proper error annually in order to prevent congestion in a network, which can be caused by the sender saving too many frames over to the receiver, too many for it to process within a given amount of time, and in the process of stop and wait protocol. Basically, one frame is given to the receiver at a time, and once the receiver receives that frame, it as they send an acknowledgement to the sender, and then it sends another frame. So, but all this is pretty much in a system, in a networking system that has no errors. You have to make sure you can handle errors properly in your system, and there are several reasons that errors can occur. You can have noise on a channel, or you can have a combination delay which can cause timeout. So basically, the sender is sending a frame to the receiving node, it doesn't receive that frame within a certain amount of time, or the sender doesn't receive the acknowledgement within a certain amount of time. So an knowing channel is sending data and sends it back to the receiver. That frame is lost in translation. The timeout occurs and the sending node resends the same node. In that case, you have to duplicate in the receiver. Now it isn't sure which one is the next node, or if it's the previous node that had an error in the first place. So it's best to have an encounter for the frames that are being sent to the receiver and account for the acknowledgements being sent back to the sending node, and keep track of which frame you are handling and which acknowledgement you are seeing the frame for. And this is basically something up to about a timeout. Time is very critical component, because a timeout can occur if either the frame is lost or the acknowledgement isn't given to the receiver. It doesn't need a period of time, and there are three scenarios in which that can occur instead of the protocol. Let's frame time of the frame can reach the receiver, but an acknowledgement instead of back, or the acknowledgement and the time limitations. So these are the two questions that are related to the flow control. The first one is, what are the two purposes of flow control? And the answer is receiver control of transmission speed and the preventing congestion. And the next question is, what is the step-by-step process of the stop and wait protocol? Frames sent one at a time to receiver. Once it is processed, the acknowledgement from receiver to sender, the sending node sends another frame.